Hello everyone, as you can see by my ears, I am Ogre Minion Michelle, and today, for this Music Talk Tuesday, I thought it would be interesting to briefly address villain songs. Yes, villain songs. If there's anything that people like to associate when it comes to Halloween, it's villains. It's the time for villains to sort of shine and give them a sense of focus and depth. And I thought it would be interesting to briefly discuss why I think villain songs in particular are the most popular. If you'll notice, usually when people think of their favorite songs, whether it be through film or musicals and such, a lot of the times the villain songs come up as being the best out of the bunch. And I kind of wanted to sort of address why I think that is, and my reasonings as to getting the audience to thinking that the villain song is the best song, which usually it is. I'm not going to lie that the villain song does stand out, but why does it stand out? So without further ado, I'll kind of go through my list and explaining the reasons. Villain songs are usually over the top. They're very goofy. They're very just out there. They're designed to be very entertaining in the sense that you really do see either the torment or you see the joy the villain expresses. And usually that's really done in an over-the-top format, as opposed to something that's very subdued. Usually villain songs are relatively loud. They have a lot of presence, they have a lot of energy, and it really is conveyed through the instrumentals as well as the vocals. So when you can have a song that ultimately expresses the villain's thoughts and opinions and actions or attempts as to what he wants to do, you really do convey something that's unique, because usually for the most part we are given the hero story. So whenever the villain song comes up, it provides a great contrast from the hero. So I think that's why the villain song always gets to be in the top bracket, because again, it's not really it's really the only song that expresses that angle of the story, because usually villains don't get multiple musical numbers. Usually it's just one big one, and I think that's why the villain song in particular usually stands out, because you have this really over the top energy and you can see the contrast between the hero. And also they're the most dark. Usually in other musicals and in film productions with the songs, they're usually upbeat. They're designed to give you a real sense of the mood, and they usually convey different things. Whereas the villain's song, it's usually dark. Even the titles of the songs convey a sense of darkness, a sense of mystery, a sense of fear and intimidation. And that's, I think, why the villain song is so intriguing for an audience, because if you can get these qualities in that a lot of the other songs don't provide, then it makes it unique. It makes it stand out. And there's also a lot of passion with the villain songs, I feel. Usually when we have side characters who are singing a song, usually I think those are the ones that actually end up being the weakest. But when you look at the villain song, it's usually very passionate, very energetic, and it kind of serves a purpose into moving the story forward. Villain songs usually aren't meant to be just there for the sake of being there and being entertaining. perfect examples Under the Sea. The only purpose that song serves is to be entertaining, and it succeeds at that. But Poor Unfortunate Soul succeeds in a way that's different in regards to entertaining, because it's providing us a different mood, a different setting, a different environment. So when you can build up that one particular song and make that be really the only song that is like that, then I think that's why the villains usually get these kinds of usually their character comes out from the song and you really see it showcased, whereas the other songs, in particular the side character songs, are usually just there to be fun, and not really designed to move anything forward. But the villains' songs usually do have a sense of moving things forward in regards to plot. Because usually a scheme's involved. There's interactions with the hero. There's all these things going on, and that's why I think the villain song really conveys this sense of really doing what musical numbers should do, whether they be within film or on stage or whatnot. And the interesting thing is usually villain songs are very in depth. They're not really simplistic. There's a lot of meaning and sort of hidden things within the song. For example, when Ursula sort of is manipulating Ariel, you do see how she really goes about doing it, and she does it in a very persuasive way. So there is a sense of depth to Ursula as a character. Similar with Frollo when he is at the fire and he is talking about Esmeralda, you really do see the depth that Disney went with that character. And it's the same with other musical numbers too, although I will say that there are some villain songs that are kind of more designed to be, fun. The majority of them, I think, do bring out this depth within the villain, within the hero. There is this there's sort of this brilliance within villain songs that can just be conveyed through song. Again, there's really not a whole lot of screen time that Ursula gets throughout the film of The Little Mermaid. But when you have her sing that one song, you can get in so much depth in so little time. And I think that's why the villains really stand out within animation, within musicals, because they come off as having a lot to them and doing it in such a short amount of time. And they sort of move the story forward. And I think that's really what makes villain songs interesting and what makes them worthy of note and recognition. Are there problems throughout villain songs? Yes, I'm sure, and I'm sure that there are as good of heroes songs as there are villain songs. But I think those are the reasons why, in particular, the villain songs stand out because they push the envelope, and they do things that are in contrast to what a lot of other songs within musicals do. And that really gives the song a sense of uniqueness, and therefore I think it's definitely something that really makes it the reason, the basic reason as to why they are great and why they stand out. But ultimately, I think that's really all I can say when it comes to my understanding as to why I think villain songs are so interesting and so unique. But regardless of which ones are your favorites, which ones you enjoy the most, they're definitely worth looking into. I would say that the majority of villain songs are the better ones. I would say would be within animation. In particular Disney, because again they were the ones that did musicals by and large, and I'd say that most of their songs are the ones that really hit nail it when it comes to expressing the villain. Um, but I think though that's really all I can say. But if there are any questions, comments, concerns, more than happy to answer them. I apologize that it took me a while to update and upload all of these, but they will be all uploaded today, so don't worry about that. Yeah, and then there will be 3 more minions after me, and then after that we will be ending Halloween month. So hopefully it all goes good, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye now.